Here we go. 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 Hi. It's 4 o'clock. It's Trans Talk Tuesday time. See who's out there. See what's going on. See what's out there. Hi to the people. It's Trans Talk Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. I'm going to get started in a minute. See, I knew it was going to be some distraction. You better stop before I put you on camera. Hi. Oh my gosh, Adrian is on time. I can't believe it. What is going on? Hey, everybody. Yes, and a fan because it's a little hot. Yes, Adrian, I'm surprised that you're not Oh, that breeze feels good coming through that window though. Hi, everybody. It's Trans Talk Tuesday. We're gonna give a little bit for people to come in and circulate and mingle and stuff like that, and then we're gonna get started. I first want to say that Trans Information, my nonprofit, now has 900 likes on Facebook. So thank y'all so much for supporting me. I'm up to 900. The next step is 1,000. You know, I'm not picky. But like and share the Trans Information. It's Facebook at Transinformed to get everything that's going on with the trans community, resources, issues we go through, and everything. I appreciate it. Thank you. What's going on, Yvette? Good afternoon. I'm going to do a few comments before I get into our topics for today. Let me see what's going on. Iman says, so girl, I haven't been in one of your live videos for a while. So how have you liked the new season of Pose? I know it's focusing on that era when you got into the ballroom scene. Yes. Actually, it starts in 1990. And I actually came to the ballroom scene 2 years later. Yeah, that's good. Thank you. I actually came to the ballroom scene 2 years later, so I actually want to like pay attention to like the whole season to see how it goes. But there's some fabulous consultants on that show. And speaking of Pose, watch it tonight, 10 o'clock. I'll be in front of the TV watching it on FX. If you haven't seen the first season, catch up on it on Netflix, and you'll be good. You'll be straight for the second season. And Pose is on board for a third season. Yay, yay, yay. I'll be watching that season too. So how is everybody doing? Hey, hey. What's going on, Grant? Hey, Sharonda, what's going on? Hi, everybody that's coming in. Jocelyn in. Hi, happy Tuesday. We're going to get into some trans topics real quick. Before I get into the 2 topics that we're going to be talking about today, I just want to touch on something real quick about... there was a police officer in Chicago that basically was threatening a trans woman to arrest her for prostitution. Huh? Yeah, there's a lot of that going on. But yeah, the police officer in Chicago basically was threatening a trans woman basically to have sex with her. If she didn't have sex with him, he was going to arrest her for prostitution. She was out with her boyfriend. This is a problem because we have all these police officers with like this abuse of power going on. I'm going to read an excerpt from the article. Okay, so it says, according to allegations in police documents obtained by the Chicago Tribune, the officer approached the woman while she was with her boyfriend and threatened to arrest her for prostitution. The sergeant allegedly told the woman that if she did not want to go to jail, she would have to perform a sex act on him because that's what you do, in quotation marks. This is a problem. Hey, bestie in the other room. Yeah, so This is a problem, and I'll probably talk more about this next week about the abuse of power. You know what I mean? That goes on when it comes to trans people too. However, what we are going to be talking about today are the Matters movements. The Matters movements. Yeah, this is not that kind of live, so we're going to block you. Yeah, we're going to be talking about the Matters movements. Black Lives Matter. Black Trans Lives Matter. Trans Lives Matter. Gay Lives Matter. Blue Lives Matter. That they've come out with. I also saw that in Boston that they had a straight pride. So obviously straight lives are mattering now too. Which makes absolutely no sense to me. So we're going to talk about that. Because don't you really have to have a Matters movement when you're like marginalized and have been persecuted and things like that because of who you are? I mean, I don't get that. You know what I mean? The whole purpose of that Matters movement are for people that are held back for doing things based on who they are. You know what I mean? Police officers are there to protect us, but, they get a fact check, they get a salary to do that. They're not persecuted or held down or discriminated against. So why in the world do we have that? Why do we have that? You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, all lives do matter. However, based on what's going on right now, people don't seem to realize that trans women of color's lives need to matter. We are the ones that are getting gunned down like cattle. And let me tell you something. I know people are going to get tired of me talking about this and everything, but I don't care. I don't care, because if you as an individual are tired of me talking about talking about this, then that means all of the nieces and mothers and all of that shit that you claim that you have, you don't give a fuck about. And could care less if they got gunned down in the street. Hey, Brandon. Hi, Buddha. What's going on? Love you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get the concept of it. Everybody wants to join Everybody wants to join and hop on and latch onto a movement. Just like this whole Pride thing. What happens when June is over and it's no longer Pride Month? The people in our community still have to live that. When everybody, gets tired of the freaking rainbows and shit after June 30th, what's going on here? Who just sent me a request? Get off of me. Yeah, so, I don't get it. Like, like all of these, big corporations and organizations and things like this and all of these brands and all of that are revolving themselves around Pride. I see news stations celebrating Pride when just a week prior you were misgendering a trans woman on the news because she was killed. How does that happen? How does that happen? People are so quick to hop on a bandwagon with broken wheels on it. So quick to hop on it. Don't even know if the wheels are sturdy. Don't even know that if it'll get you to point A to point B, but everybody's on the fucking bandwagon. Thank you, Buddha. They do. And then they hop off of that one and go on the next one. You know what I mean? They try to raise all this money as far as entertainment. Like, where is the money for the organizations that really need it? Putting programs in place so trans women won't have to survive off survival sex work. Where are these programs at? Trans computer literacy programs. Because that's where we're at right now. Hello? That's where we're at right now. We're in the technology age. So why aren't we raising money for that? Hey, boy Terry, how are you? Red says, the media is capitalizing on pride. They aren't actually interested in the liberation part. Yes, and I agree. That is sad. That is very, very sad. All types of this. Everybody wants all these rainbows and stuff. Bitch, our lives are anything but a fucking rainbow. We should come up with a new logo, bitch. Like Hard Knock Life, LGBT Hard Knock Life or some shit. Because rainbow is not it. Rainbow is definitely not it. Where are these people at with the rainbows and promoting rainbows and stuff when a trans person is at a job and other co-workers out her and she feels so uncomfortable that she's forced to leave the job? Where are the rainbows then? Yvette says, no shade, but I've been misgendered more by the gay community than the straight community, and that is sad. That is a sad situation. And we're definitely going to be talking about being misgendered today. We're going to be talking about being misgendered today. And it's definitely a difference being misgendered by the LGBT community and being misgendered by the heterosexual community. If there, you know what I mean? There's definitely a big difference. Being misgendered by the LGBT community should not happen ever. It just simply should not happen ever. Just like you have a lot of hyper-masculine butch queens that don't like to be called sis, ma'am, girl, sister, and all of that. It's the same fucking dynamic for a trans woman. So we need the same respect that we would give you as a masculine man. Period. There should be never a time where you should misgender a trans woman. Ever. Red says our logo should be thunder and lightning and not rainbows. And I agree with that. Definitely. Definitely. I definitely agree with that. Because it's definitely not rainbows. Oh my gosh. I'm good. That's echoing. Brandon says, I find it so interesting you gay and trans one day for a day, known for resilience, justice, and equality, but then donate to anti-black and trans and queer people of color organizations. Or just be in the sidelines and gain profit. They need to know trans are effective and efficient people yeah, right, exactly. Trans are effective and as efficient as heterosexual folks. I agree with that too. I agree with that too. But the thing about it is when you are looked at as unnatural and not right and crazy, and these are things that we're referred to from outside sources to the point where we even get that from our own community at times. People are not going to look at us in that effective light. They're not. They're not going to look at us, like we're competent and able to do things. The only place that trans people are able to be competent is in the bedroom. In the bedroom, fetished, sexualized, the whole thing. Which is unfortunate. Which is unfortunate. And that is why we have things like Trans Lives Matter. Because of the shit that we go through. That the rest of the population, really doesn't have to go through. You know, so I'm going to tell a small little like itty bitty story, and then I'm going to let y'all, get on to tell y'all, if y'all have any experiences as far as this goes. But we're going to talk about being misgendered in the underground in our scene. We call it clocked. We call it spooked. Being found out, knowing the tea. These are all slang terms that are used for being misgendered or getting misgendered. I was at the very, very beginning of my transition, and I was living in Philadelphia. I was living in South Philadelphia, which is, not the best neighborhood to live in, honey. And I was on my way to the store, and I think I was getting like Kool-Aid and sugar or something like that. I was living with my gay mother, and, I was on my way into the store, and this guy was just, he had to be like a couple years older than me, honey. I was maybe 16 at the time, 15 or 16 at the time. And he was just like all like in, just staring and staring and could not stop staring. Just staring. And, it was to the point to where it was like really, really making me nervous. So, I picked up my little items and went to the front of the store. And, he comes like right up. He's like right here, like next to me. And he goes, can I buy that for you? But like he was like really, really, really uncomfortably close. So I was like, no, I'm all right. And I don't even know if my voice was like where I wanted it to be yet or not. What's going on, Ruffy? Where I wanted it to be or not. And, but I was just like, oh, no, I'm all right. So I get my freaking items and I leave the store and I'm walking down the street and something told me to look behind me. I look behind me and there are 4 motherfuckers chasing me down the street. Like 4. Like chasing me. Thank goodness I ran track because I outran them. However, you know what I mean? Like a clock or being misgendered doesn't even have to be vocal. That's the thing. Somebody could, like find you out and know and do the whole like a lot of like cis women and cis men that are hetero do this a lot. They do the whole whisper thing and then the other person looks and turns around, like, you know what I mean? And people do not realize those out there who are allies. Those out there who are allies. If you see anything like that going on, like, I'm not telling you to get involved in somebody's business or whatever, but, be an ally when it comes to that type of stuff. Because you have a lot of stupid people out there, and it's very, very, very disrespectful. All right, let me go back to Red. Red says, even being on TV and magazines is now a form of fetishizing trans for capitalism, truth be told. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Because it's not even that the trans person is, visible and on TV. It's like, how are they visible? More than likely, they're visible in something skimpy and short. You know what I mean? A bathing suit. You know what I mean? And, you give people a reason to be like, oh, wow, that's a man. Like, come on. Come on. All of that is unnecessary. All of that is unnecessary. I love you too, Ruffy. Hi, Anaya. What's going on? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? All of that shit is unnecessary. You know what I'm saying? Like, how are we supposed to navigate, in society and through the world when you have shit like this that happens all the time? And it doesn't matter if you're non-passable, passable, alike. All of us, if we're found out by, cisgendered people or if, the heterosexual community, it's all the same. Whether you're passable or not. It's all the same. A clock is a clock. A spook is a spook. It doesn't even matter. You could be too ugly and get spooked. You could be too beautiful and get spooked. It does not matter. But the thing about it is, it's the respect. It's the respect. Every trans person, every trans woman and trans man out there, whether you know that is a trans woman or a trans man or not, keep it to your fucking self. Keep it moving. That's all you have to do. Keep it the fuck moving. Hi, Crystal. Hey, Ariana. What's going on? Yeah, so, you know what I mean? Like, keep it to yourself. You don't get any brownie points for knowing that. You don't get kudos. What's going on, daughter? You don't get any kudos for knowing that. We are navigating just like anybody else. Going to work, going to school, doing what we have to do, just like everybody else. So there is no reason to do that type of disrespectful shit to no one. I get Rolexed all the time. Like, and you know what I mean? But even if, you know what I mean? Like, it's been, like, I've never gotten, well, I'm lying. I've gotten a few when I was living down south. Like, I've got a few, like, loud, like, boisterous clocks. You know what I'm saying? I've gotten some loud, boisterous clocks. You know what I mean? But a lot of times people are, and to the trans community, like trans women and trans men, you know, a lot of the times, I say it's like 50-50. But a lot of the times, they don't even be like really clocking or getting in. They might be getting into your fashions. They might be getting into your hair or how you're styled. But our nerves get the best of us and be like, bitch, they're freaking clocking me. Bitch, they're up in, so they gotta clock me. they're clocking. No, and that's not all the time, you know, the case. What's going on, Aaron? Sharonda says that's because people running their mouths. Yeah, and you know what I mean? I think that is some old disrespectful shit like that right there. If you see a trans woman or a trans man and it's two people walking down the street and they're whispering and looking, that's fucking rude. Because anything that you're saying to them, you're not going to say to their fucking face. Excuse me. Yeah, anything you say to them, you're not going to say to their fucking face. Right, Anaya, and that's another thing too. When you are comfortable in your shit, cis woman, trans woman, cis man, trans man, or whatever, when you know who you are, none of that shit matters anyway. And that is where I'm at. I think I came to that conclusion, I would say maybe about when I turned 30. When I turned 30. So I would say maybe about 10 years ago. I came to that, like, bitch, I don't care who the fuck, like, who knows, who don't know, whatever. Bitch, it is what it is. And I am who I am, and fuck it, basically. You know what I mean? Like, all of that, like, I understand, like, the trans women that like to live stealth lifestyles and worry about that. Okay, that's fine. Did you just write me a whole note? Yeah, so, you know what I'm saying? So, it's like, it doesn't matter. Like I said, I know that there are a lot of trans women that like to live stealth lives and basically, you know, live their lives off of that. You know what I mean? Getting clocked and not clocked and spooked and not spooked and all of that because of the lifestyle that they are trying to lead. That livelihood of, you know, womanhood. They don't acknowledge trans at all. They don't acknowledge trans at all. They are woman, and that is fine. But people need to realize that everyone's transition is different. What she feels, she may not feel. Like when I first came out, it was all about me getting my sexual reassignment surgery. I got to freaking 25, 26 years old, and I was like, bitch, for what? That's not for me. So people need to realize that although we are a community, you know, as a whole, each individual transition is going to be different. Okay, hold on, let me go on. Aaron says, hey, Aaron. The other Aaron says, there's a lot of Aarons on here. There's no freedom like no longer giving a fuck about what people think. And I agree with that 100%. I agree with that 100%. Ariana says, as a Southern trans woman where my tea is spooked, they just stare now because most can't believe that trans women look like us and not RuPaul's Drag Race contestants they are used to seeing. Exactly. The trans woman and trans man have evolved so much. You know what I mean? We've evolved so much to the point to where we are so visible that it's hurting us in a sense. It is really hurting us in a sense to be so out there and so visible because people don't know. That is where our visibility is, where a lot of the hate for us is coming in at. Because there are a lot of people out there that basically just can't take it. And there's a lot that come within our community that just can't take it neither. And I got a small message for all of those people. Suffer. I hope y'all heard that. Fucking suffer. Because, bitch, no matter how you try to keep, trans women and trans men from thriving and surviving, we're always going to be here. We're not going anywhere. We've been around for freaking thousands and thousands of years. So we're not going anywhere. No matter what you do, no matter how you try to prevent, these things and try to impose violence and things like that, we're not going anywhere. Because there's always going to be us, and there's always going to be people that will advocate for us. Period. There's always going to be us and people that will advocate for us. And those who don't, just get to the back of the line. Because, life goes on, like humanity is evolving, we're all evolving. Who knows, in 2-3 years, there's going to be fucking something else. We already have gender non-conforming now. You know what I mean? And non-binary. 3 years from now, there's going to be fucking something else. Nessa says, you so right, because people fight with themselves to like. Yes, they do. And they beat themselves. And the thing about it is, Nessa, that's all taught behavior. They learned that shit from somewhere. That trans are this and trans are that. Trans are nothing but men. Trans men are nothing but women. They learned that shit. They learn that shit. So when they become adults, they inflict that same behavior that they learned on the community that's the most vulnerable and marginalized, which is us. That's what they do. They learn it. Imagine if it was the other way around and LGBT was the dominant dynamic and it was heterosexual people that was the minority. And parents were teaching their children, oh, you have to be, this is you have to be gay, you are gay. The heck with all that straight shit. Like, just imagine if that was the case. And we had straight pride marches and shit. Like that shit that happened in Boston. I can't. They confuse trans women with cross-dressers. Yes, they do. And that's why I think a lot of... And you know what? And I think that's why a lot of the cross-dressers moonlight and, basically educate people wrong and tell them that they're trans. Because that is what the heterosexual community thinks anyway. Aaron says, that's right. I've been saying that times were easier when we weren't so out there. Yeah, our visibility, everybody is jumping up and down like it's a wonderful thing. No, it has done nothing. Like since 2015, all the trans women that were murdered, bitch, based on visibility. It's no longer a best kept secret no more. And people's secrets are, the people that are trying to, keep us as secrets are the ones that are freaking going off the deep end. Aaron says, what the girls now better realize is that having hate crime rights aren't protecting us. No, they're not. They better start sticking together and fighting back like we did back in the day. Aaron, I talk about this every week, about how it used to be back in the day with the girls. Honey, they did not play with the trade. They did not play with the police officers. They did not play with the straight community. Bitch, they didn't play with anybody, bitch. And if one, bitch, and one better not jump, bitch, because if one jumped, bitch, like 70 of them was jumping. And that's how it used to be. That's how it used to be. Bitch, we didn't need anybody to protect us because we protected each other. We don't have that now. We don't have that now. We protected each other. You know what I mean? And best believe, if girls was walking around or whatever, honey, they freaking cashed in they freaking Home Depot or Lowe's gift card, bitch, and had saws, chainsaws, freaking ratchets, hammers, bitch, they had the whole fucking store in that handbag. Sharonda says, girl, that straight pride parade is whack. They want to be seen and to be heard. Bitch, they're seen and heard every day. They're seen and heard every day. When anybody goes to the freaking corner store or to the gas station or whatever, they are seen and heard every day. There is no reason for them to want to be seen and heard. Ruffy says, no moans, no bathroom. I'm sorry. Now, the bathroom thing, bitch, we never had no problems when that was concerned. Wasn't nobody fucking stopping bitches, fucking security, standing outside the motherfucking bathroom. I wish somebody would, bitch. Stop me while I'm trying to go to the bathroom, bitch. Bitch, trying to freaking secure my space, bitch, in the fucking bathroom.
It's the cross-dressers that caused that.
I know. But I'm saying, I wish somebody would. I wish somebody would. We didn't have news articles saying that freaking trans people worried about trans people being in the bathroom because of their fucking children. We didn't have that. We did not have that. I wish somebody would stop me while I gotta pee, bitch. I wish they would. Yeah, that shit pissed me off, bitch, to pee. But, you know what I mean? I look at things from all angles, but bitch, I can't stomach the fact of a grown-ass man, bitch, looking like fucking Dame Edna, bitch, pumping up in the bathroom, bitch, talking about I'm trans, I gotta pee. I can't see that neither. So, although I understand where that dynamic is coming from, trans is not that. Trans is not that. Aaron says, I'm used to not having any equal rights and I still flourish, which is why this current climate and attacks on LGBT community from the Trump administration doesn't scare me at all. It don't scare me neither. Because, bitch, we was living, honey, before she even came along, Miss Trump. We were living and thriving and surviving and the whole thing. You know what I mean? And all of the advocacy and stuff that I'm doing, you know, for y'all, is for the people that are coming up. It's not for me. I'm good. And a lot of my sisters that came out with me are good. This is all for, you know, y'all newer generation that's coming up. Taking protections in case one of y'all becomes homeless. Y'all can't go to a shelter because you're trans. Come the fuck on. Come on. It doesn't scare me at all. My generation will survive, right? I'm worried about the current younger crop of trans women. Yes, me too. Me too. Especially when this motherfucker comes in office and is basically like, bitch, I'm taking everything that Obama just put in here for y'all. Bitch, that was like his main fucking goal. You know what I mean? But the thing about it is, that is why it is important. That is why how everybody came out for Obama in 2012. You know what I mean? And 2012 and all of that with a huge turnout to where it was undeniable. It needs to be that again, because there's no way that motherfucker should have won. Even if Hillary had the fucking popular vote, bitch, there's no way that he should have won. No way. Okay, Kareem says it was harder then than it is now, and you're absolutely right. This is for the people of today. Yeah, because in our era, honey, we looked out for each other. But you could have fought that bitch last week, but you was still looking out for the person. That is the close-knit family dynamic that our scene used to have. When I came out I came out in 1992. And it was that all the way up until I would say maybe about 05, 06. Then it was just like, oh, bitch, I'm just out for me. Well, bitch, if you're out for me, I'm going to be out for me. And everybody is just living, and nobody is for another person. Have those ladies got justice? Which ladies, Ruffy? You talking about the ones that are in Dallas? The ones that were in Dallas, they have arrested a man. For the one, they're saying that he killed Malaysia Booker, but he was already in jail on 2 other murders, and they're trying to pin all of them on this one person. I have mixed feelings about it. You know what I mean? I wasn't there, so I don't know who did it. Michaela, hey Michaela, what's going on? Michaela says, I agree. Because if you notice, it's the young girls under 25 who are dying the most. Yes, the average age is 23. So it's these girls that need this, that need our help and guidance and support. It don't matter if you know them or not. It doesn't matter if you know them or not. If you see somebody that needs support and you have a resource for them, give it to them. Don't charge them thousands and thousands of dollars for it. Just give it to them. Don't try to have an angle behind the support that you give to somebody. Just give it to them. It don't cost you nothing to support somebody. Red says, most of my old school trans sisters had a razor and a hammer in their purses. That's the era that I came out with. And at all times. And butch queens watched out for the girls too. We would try to kill somebody for our sisters if they tried it. Absolutely. That is how our scene was set up when I entered it. You know what I mean? If I needed to go home or go somewhere, you know what I mean? One of my brothers would come down the street. I wouldn't have to know him from a can of spray paint. Amber, you all right? Even though a lot of people knew me, I didn't know a lot of people then. Amber, are you all right? Do you need you need help to a cab or whatever? Are you all right? Bitch, that. I'm a stylist. I keep blades in my purse with Hennessy. I know that's right, Aaron. I'm sorry, y'all. I got a dab. I've been doing a lot of talking. Because it's hot. Yeah. Alright, so here we go. Kareem says, and how you been, Kareem? Love you and all the shit. Some people don't want to be genuine towards each other. It's always what a person is getting in return. Yes, everybody always has a hidden intention. You know what I mean? And it's not right. It's not right. Anytime anybody ever needs anything from me, my inbox is always open. If you need a resource, listen, you got a doctor's name, or you need some, information on, what type of insurance to get. Any of that shit, like, I'm like right here. Like, people can get in contact with me other than ballroom shit. That is not my only dynamic. I do a lot of things. Like, I do a lot of things. All legal, but I do a lot of things. Let me shut up. Some illegal. It's like, no. Maybe I shouldn't be saying that on camera. No, but seriously, like, I do a lot of other things outside of ballroom that I know that people can benefit off of. Yeah, if there's anything that I'm doing that requires my services, yes, I, require a donation just like any other business. But as far as, like, resources to help somebody out, but nobody gotta pay for that. What's going on, Tyleek? I love you. I enjoyed our conversation last night. Before I continue, shout out to Tyleek and Nicole. We had like, I don't know, what was it, like 3 hours or 4 hours conversation. We talked about everything. I enjoyed myself so much. Thank y'all so much for that, because I needed that at that time. We were able to talk about a lot of shit. Yvette says, in my opinion, everything changed after the year 2000. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it was a little bit for me. I did a lot of like moving around like after like 2001, 2002. So, my experience changed because I wasn't in the same place. What's going on, Keontae? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's nothing to help somebody out in need, especially now because we have the world at our fingertips. We can interact with each other a whole lot, more frequently because of the internet. But if somebody needs a resource, like, it's not going to hurt you to help them out. You know what I'm saying? Hey, LaShawn, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? So, basically I always say that, I always say Trans Talk Tuesday and all of that stuff. But this Trans Talk Tuesday is for everybody. Because there's always somebody that needs education when it comes to our community. On how to interact with us. On what is this, on what is that, on what is right, on what is wrong, what's offensive. What's disrespectful? You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people that actually genuinely don't know. But then you also have people that are genuinely that are doing being disrespectful on purpose. You know what I mean? There's no excuse because there are so many resources out here to tell you and let you know what you should be doing and what you should not be doing. Keontae says, one thing I learned is all I can do is point them in the right direction. Right, and you cannot make choices for people. You know what I mean? I'm heavily into spirituality. Some people are just destined to, be, to not prosper. Some people are just destined not to prosper. And you can't keep them from that. You can give them the resources, but at the end of the day, they're going to do what they're going to do anyway. Give them that first breadcrumb and hopefully they will follow the trail. Child, please. They'll follow that trail, honey, until they see a freaking naked man, honey, with bird all swinging and everything. Bitch, they're going right off that freaking trail. A lot of them. Tyleek, people sending me church messages. I noticed that last night on the live, Tyleek, because I also am not a heavily religious person. So I looked at your body language, your facial expressions, and everything, and could tell that irked you to your core. You know what I mean? I could just tell. Not everybody is that, and not everybody receives that type of, those types of messages. The only person I let get away with that is my mother, because she's from a certain generation. She does that. That's her thing. As for me, I just can't. All of it is hogwash to me. So it doesn't, it goes in one ear and out the other. All right, hold on. Devontae, hey! Devontae says, we as a community always tear each other down so they see that and do it also. Right. I agree. I agree. And the thing about it is, it's like a cycle, because our community is doing it to ourselves. The same treatment that the straight community gives the gay community, they turn around, give it to each other. And it's basically, bitch, we're never winning. We're never winning because we're getting all of this shit from each other and the heterosexual community together. In addition to government. So, bitch, we're getting it from always. We're getting it from always. Yvette says the problem is these young girls don't want to listen to what my generation has to say. They call us old and we got no clue about anything. Baby, we're old, bitter, have no clue and everything until one of them needs something. Until one of them needs help or support with something. Then it's auntie, then it's the whole family tree after that. So that, you know what I mean? And the thing about it is I've learned to deal with that on an individual basis. You know what I mean? I deal with people individually and not as a collective no more. Because I can't, you know what I mean? I can't do that. Because, you know what I mean, number one, I'll miss out on opportunities. I'll miss out on meeting great people. You know what I mean? All of the things. So, if it doesn't matter if you're LGBT or not, if you treat me with disrespect and all of the things and all of that shit, then I don't have no time for you. Trans, lesbian, bisexual, gay, queer, non-binary, gender non-conforming, all of them. You know what I'm saying? So I just treat people on an individual basis. Same thing with the heterosexual community. I treat you individually. If I see you treat me with disrespect, then you know what I mean? And these are people that I've met, that I've known ever since I was 7 years old. This whorebag is going to get on Facebook and say and make a post that trans women aren't women and trans men aren't men. I said, oh, really? And and have been and we've interacted together, and I've known you since I was 7 years old. You've been around for my transition, and you know how to interact with me, and you gonna say something like that stupid on your social media? Bitch, I blocked the balls off of her. And then she gonna try to friend me on what's the other one? Instagram. And bitch, thinking I forgot. Bitch, if you're blocked on all of them, bitch. Ruffy says Ballroom taught me a couple years ago that there are pre-op girls. Yeah, there's pre-op, there's post-op, and there's girls that just transition and don't really feel the need for any operation. You know what I mean? For any surgeries or operation. And the thing about it is, people need to realize that. People have a idea in their head of what a trans man and a trans woman is supposed to look like and be. And you cannot have that. You cannot have that because everybody's ideal transition is going to be different. However, in saying that, that does not mean that you just ball up the whole process and throw it in the garbage. That does not mean that you just throw the whole process in the garbage. Because if you are calling yourself a trans woman, you are in the binary. That means you are going from one gender to the next. Do not call yourself a trans woman or a trans man if you are not in the binary. Who was that? Yo. Hey, what's going on, Lucinda? Oh my God. Oh, there we go. Yes. Okay. Yes, Yvette. All them freaking labels. Listen, for me, it's LGBT plus. That's it. Because I like the little plus thing that they added on the end of it. All the freaking other stuff is plus. Listen, if you feel some type of way that I'm not including Q, that's on you. It's LGBT plus. That's it. That's it. That's it. It's easier for me, and it's easier for everybody that I interact with. And if people don't like it, they don't have to interact with me. And that's it. LGBT plus. Hi, Rich. Let me go down here. Okay, Devontae says, if I am walking down the way and see somebody being disrespected for no reason, gay or straight, I'm not going to stand for that. Treat people how you want to be, period. All this and that, I want to be right, child. Yeah. Like it's about mutual respect. And the thing about it is how you act, Devontae, is how, a lot of our males, you know what I mean, our males acted back then. You know what I mean? They had a protective nature and they weren't just all about themselves. Yes, it's LGBT plus. And that's that, honey. Red, when I tell you that she irked my nerves, I was like, how dare you? I was like, just last week but the thing about it is, I think the reason why she did that is because she used to tell me shit on all the time, like, yeah, you know, if you wouldn't transition, you would have been my husband, and blah, blah, blah. Bitch, no, the fuck I wouldn't. No, thank you. Thank you, but no freaking thank you. I'm good. That is not something that I am interested in. That is not something that, you know, gets me going. So, you know, what you got there, you can keep that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't. You know, so she used to say shit like that all the time, and then, bitch, you want to get up there and say trans women aren't women, and then on top of that, that bitch gonna say, I'm not homophobic. Bitch, being homophobic don't have nothing to do with the trans community at all. So stop talking out of your twat scab. Like, I'm getting real graphic now, because, bitch, that shit pissed me off. Yeah. Like, bitch, how dare you? Like, here, fish is not our dish, sis. Yes. Yes. You know, it's not. Like, you know, I mean, and the thing about it is, for some trans people, it is. That's their freaking cup of tea. But, bitch, no, not me. You know what I mean? And I don't judge people who you know, go that route. But that, you know, that's not me. But I thought we were at least friends, you know, to a point to where we had a mutual respect. So, bitch, don't you ever. I'm not going to give you a chance to ever disrespect me because I'm blocking you. And our tolerance as a unit, as trans people, needs to get better. Stop tolerating that shit. I don't care who it's from. It could be from your freaking gay uncle's father. Gay father, gay mother, whoever. Stop tolerating disrespect when it comes to transitioning and the whole process. Black Boy Domo. I was raised with a certain credo to have with trans men and women. I'm sorry, but the trans community, right? I mean, the thing about it is, just like you were taught that, there's a lot of people that, you know, that weren't taught that. They were taught basically the opposite. Like, they ain't nothing but a bunch of, you know, agates and men and dressed up in women's clothes and women dressed up in men's clothes. And the thing about it is, media hasn't helped it neither, because if you watch TV, and they still do it today with men dressed up as old black women and all of that stuff. It's supposed to be funny. It's supposed to be comical. They do it for comedy. The trans journey is not comedy. Hello, Ashley. The trans journey is not comedy. It's everything but comedy. It's everything but comedy. Right, exactly. And honey, listen, I don't care, you know what I mean? Like, I don't care, you know, about the money, like money should never compromise your integrity. I don't care, listen. It just shouldn't. You know what I mean? But I'm cut from a different cloth. You know what I mean? From what I see now, you know what I mean? Money rules everything around people. Or cash rules everything, you know the thing from back in the day. Or whatever he's saying. Cash rules everything around me, bitch. Cash rules everything around them. Right, like Medea, Big Mama, like all of them. You know what I mean? When Arsenio Hall got up in drag and coming to America, like, the freaking shit is, you know, it was done for comedy. So people are automatically going to associate trans people with comedic relief. And that is not the case. That is not the case at all. People need to realize, trans people, trans men, trans women, stop putting up with the shit. Stop putting up with the shit. As visible as we are, we don't gotta put up with it. Mike Duran says, I had a friend in a very small community work for a fire department. I supported him through the whole transition, but caught flack from the whole community as small business owners. We suffered losses, but hold on. We suffered losses, but I stuck with him, and eventually customers came back. So glad I did what I did. Okay, well that's wonderful. However, if this person is transitioned, she's no longer okay. Is this person transition from female to male or male to female? I'm just asking because I want to make sure that you are gendering the person in the correct manner. But you know what I mean? First of all, I want to say this. You're telling me that you got flack from the whole community? That's not a community. A community has the word unity in it. Okay? That's not a community. And if your person that's transitioned is a part of the community. So if you're catching flack from them, that's not community. And it's not unity neither. I just want to say that and put that out there. That's not community or unity. If, male to female. So, you stuck with her. So I'm assuming that, she is transitioned. So, give her that respect. That is her now. She's no longer him. Right. I got it. Because it's little things like that that people need to realize that have an effect on someone's transition. You know what I mean? People don't realize the dysphoria that comes along with transitioning. It is a mental thing as well. It is not just physical. It is not just physical. It's mental. It's up here. It's up here. At 5 years old, 6 years old, I knew something was different. Didn't know what it was, but I knew something was different at 5. You know what I mean? You fast forward to about, then I went through my awkward years, like 6 through 10 and 11. They were very, very, very awkward for me because that dysphoria was playing with my mind. I'm like, bitch, I am a lady. Why the fuck do I got all of these freaking, like everything is freaking boy around me? These fucking trucks, these horrible ass clothes, everything is bland. People are telling me not to cross my legs. Like, come on. You know what I'm saying? Something is off here. So then when 12, 13 came around the same time as puberty, that is when I started my transition. Like, listen, and then when I started the actual process, that is when I started feeling better. Like, this is what it was meant to be. Thank you, Barry. This was, yes, it's a learning process. It's a learning process. It's all good. Red says, it's always sad to see cisgender men making a caricature of women for laughs or money. Oh, I'm going to get to that in a second. That trivializes womanhood, whether they know it or not. It's a form of toxic masculinity, patriarchy 101. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And the thing about it is, I see so many Instagram profiles with trans women photos on them. Like, photos stolen from trans women profiles and on these freaking profiles. Like, it's insane. It's just insane to me. It's just insane to me. And then you have trans women with like cartoon characters with like tight freaking shit on, and all of their freaking business freaking hanging out. Like, bitch, that sexualizes the trans community to the millionth degree. It's disgusting and it's deplorable. Yvette says, I just want to thank you, Niambi, for everything you did. No, listen. I am here. I'm here. You know what I mean? I try to be on here every Tuesday, you know what I mean, just so I don't get overwhelmed. Because when I first started doing this, I got so overwhelmed, you know what I mean. But then I just started focusing on the need for me to be visible and talking to y'all. So that is why I do this on Tuesday. What's going on, Fidel? What's going on, Chavez? Nicole says gender dysphoria is real and people don't understand it until they open their minds to understand it. That is a wonderful, wonderful statement. I love that you're speaking about this because I helped someone in a small town understand what gender dysphoria was and what she is going through. I connected her to some women that have been through the transition so she could figure out where to start the process because her parents were not on board. And that happens often. A lot of family members don't get on board with it because they pay attention to what they've heard. They pay attention to what they've heard and what they were taught. You know what I mean? A lot of that stuff is based around religion. That is why I am not heavily into, I am not a religious person. Because of that. Because of the way it warps people's minds. I just can't. I'm a heavy believer in spirit, angels, things of that nature. But when we go into biblical and things that were written that people still live by today, no, I'm good. No. You won't get me, bitch. You won't get me. I'm sorry. Yeah. God said this and God said no. And then my father is an ordained minister. Within the last, I want to say maybe 10 or 15 years. He's an ordained minister, and you know what I mean? His disapproval, for my transition, basically until he called me on the phone and freaking needed something. He needed me to score him some weed. Oh, bitch, then I was daughter. Bitch, no. I went through enough of that shit in the scene, so I know what the fuck it looks like. Thank you, but no thank you. Okay, let me get back to these comments. Hold on. Mike says, I love your live, so informative, and I'm learning so much and can pass it on. Yes, and that is the whole reason why I do this, is so people can pay it forward. Yes, Nicole, and that was a wonderful thing that you did for her. And the thing about it is, if you couldn't help her directly, just point her in the direction to where she needs to go. You know what I mean? And that's basically that all I do. If I cannot help anybody hands-on or help a person hands-on, I could definitely point them in the direction to where they need to go. So that's wonderful, Nicole, that you did that. So thank you. Thank you from everybody from our community. Yvette says, I'm in my 40s and I still struggle with dysphoria from time to time. So do I. I will be 41 in September, and I still battle with dysphoria at times. I still do. I still do. And the thing about it is, the reason why I battle with dysphoria still to this day is because I'm so close-knit with my family. Even though I'm transitioned and fully transitioned, I'm still, in close proximity of my family. So a lot of the times they fuck with my dysphoria. And I'll be having to get them straight too, honey. Mikey says, I agree. I am just not into things that are written. I always say that. Yeah, like I said, because I can freaking write something down and it could be freaking called the Bible freaking 500 years from now. No. Miss me with that. But feeling and spirits and something that you feel, like that shit is real. You know what I mean? And the law of attraction, you having a connection with another person, bitch, that shit is real. That is the truth, and that is something that can be verified. All that freaking other stuff writing down, no, I'm good. I'm good. Ariana says, my thing is, why is the African American community so hard pressed to hold values from a book written by interpretation used to control and enslave our ancestors? And that is exactly right. That's exactly right. And the thing about it is, I don't know. But what I will say is a lot of the same dynamic what used to hold them down, they're using the same shit to hold us, our whole community down. Some of the same fucking shit. The same shit. Like, bitch, like I say all the time, bitch, did you forget not even fucking 50 years ago, bitch, you couldn't even use that fucking water fountain? And you want to treat freaking gay people, bisexual people, lesbian people, and trans people like that? You couldn't go in that bathroom, bitch. Fuck a man's and a woman's bathroom. You worried about a trans person going into a man's or a woman's bathroom. Bitch, you couldn't use the white bathroom. Bitch. Child, please. You know what I'm saying? So it's that same dynamic that they are using to keep us from striving and surviving. You know what I mean? And thriving. You know, it's the same dynamic. You know what I mean? So, hey Michael, what's going on? I love you. I was just talking about you yesterday. I don't know how comfortable you are with this. I don't know. Maybe I should say it on live, or maybe I should just save it and just inbox it to you and see what you feel about it. It's a topic for Trans Talk Tuesday. It's about your detransition and how comfortable you feel. Because I had a couple people, come into my inbox asking me about that. I can't speak about it. I can't speak about it directly. So I know it's something that you have gone through and that you are very comfortable talking about. So I would love to have you on my platform to talk about, transitioning not necessarily being for you. All right. I'm thinking about doing it next Tuesday. So if you are there for that, I would love to have you, just talk about it and share with people. And the thing about it is, and to let everybody know that it's okay. Like, if transition is not for you, it's okay. It is okay, because a lot of times, you know what I mean? I had talked about this yesterday, that influence will cause somebody to transition even if it's not for them. How you gonna come in person? You know where I'm at. Next week, I ain't gonna be there. I'm in Philly now, but I'm not gonna be in Philly next week. I'll be back home. But yeah, so it's like, and people just need to realize that, it's okay if, if transitioning is not for you. You know what I mean? You might need another outlet. Really? You in my area? Oh, well, that would be fab then. If you're in my area, that would be fab. We can definitely do that. Yes, I was thinking just book next, just set aside next Tuesday, like around noon time, and we'll set it up. I'll talk to you a couple times before then anyway. And we will get into the conversation of, what if, being trans, is not for you, or you make the decision to be trans and then, you change your mind. And I love the fact that Michael is so transparent about this situation. You know what I mean? And I can tell, like, in all of the pictures that he takes and everything, that he is much more comfortable in his own skin. Much more comfortable in his own skin. You know what I mean? So I would definitely love for you to come on and share that with everybody. Hello, Tiffany. Hello, everybody that's just coming on. We're just sitting here talking about different things. We always start on topics and then end up talking about like 10,000 other things. That's just how it goes on Trans Talk Tuesday. So, yeah. I also wanted to mention, yes, Jamari, Moldavia did do it, yes. Moldavia LaBeija from the ballroom scene, she also detransitioned. And it was a wonderful thing. I remember seeing pictures of her, and I was just like, wow. I said, wow. I mean, I really couldn't tell it was her at first because she had glasses on. Well, he had glasses on, and yeah, that was crazy. Michael says, I really want y'all and share with you. I really wanted y'all and share with you and your platform. I need an outlet. Yes, and you got an outlet right here. Trans Talk Tuesday. Yeah, and you're double trans, so you're Trans Talk Tuesday. Hello, Andrew. You're Trans Talk Tuesday. What's going on, Anthony? Well, Mike, basically what Michael is saying is that, he transitioned and then detransitioned. So it was a double transition twice. So it was basically that's double trans. Yeah, so and looks wonderful. Yes, trans evolution. Yeah, so I do want to say, being as though that Trans Information is a nonprofit, it's a nonprofit online that talks about trans issues, trans resources, and all of the things that plague the trans community. I try to get the information out there for y'all. It is a nonprofit. However, I am looking to get all of my necessary paperwork to become an official nonprofit. The form is called 501c3. It's kind of expensive and out of my budget. So I am looking for donations from people to help me get my 501c3. I have a link that is linked to PayPal that if people want to donate, they can. I will put it in the description box. You can share this video, and anybody that feels on their heart to donate towards my 501c3 for my 501c3 for my nonprofit organization called Trans Information that brings all of the information that y'all need. Let me know. Inbox me the whole thing. I think I'm going to, let me see if I can pin it. Let me see. I don't know if I can pin it. I can't talk. Anyway, it's bit.ly/trans information. Just make sure the T is capital. It's bit.ly/trans information with the capital T. You click that, and if there's anybody out there that wants to donate towards my 501c3 for the nonprofit, I greatly appreciate it. I will be bringing y'all videos every week. Trans Talk Tuesday, talking about everything that we need to talk about. Yvette says, I have to get back to work, sis. Talk to you soon. I love you. I love you too, love. And I am also going to get going. But I will definitely be back next Tuesday. You can also talk to me on my other platforms. I also have Learn Your History. I will be live on Thursday for that. We'll be talking about everything ballroom. I forget what the topic is. I gotta go back and look to see what the topic is going to be for Thursday. Michael says, I love you and appreciate this. I adore Learn Your History. Oh my God, I'm addicted. Yes. Well, I hope you have your, for December, you're going to have your video ready. For December 1st for World AIDS Day. Retire the Hut is back. This is part 3. We're going to be doing so many things. It's in honor of World AIDS Day for those people who have lost their lives to AIDS and those who are still fighting. So I want to see a video vote challenge from everybody. They know I do this every year. And, just keep up with me. I'm going to try to be live 2 times a week. If not, it may be 1. But this Thursday I will be live. I love y'all. Thank y'all so much for sticking with me. Don't forget, if you want to donate to Trans Information, it is bit.ly/trans information with a capital T. All right, there's links on the Facebook page. Just search Trans Information. I love y'all. Thank y'all so much. Mwah. See you later.